Well, amen. Um, Today is Monday. This is my final day here in Bainbridge, Georgia. What a time I have experienced God manifesting through me in ways that I thought I never would. Um, it's amazing what God will do with an empty vessel, and I thank Him. I had to give him medicine. I had to thank Him for doing great things. Um, I've been preaching a long time, and I see God doing some interesting works through me. Very different than the works that used to flow from me. And on a level that's going to really change and revolutionize the way I do ministry. Um, Big shout out to the St. Paul Missionary Baptist Church, Pastor John Wooden, my big brother, my friend, who has treated me with so much kindness and love to a point where I was brought to tears some nights as I got back to my room because of how welcomed I felt. Um, his church family, his family didn't know me; they just heard my voice on conference calls. But the love I felt from the first day to now has been superb. So, if you're ever in the Tallahassee area or the Bainbridge, Georgia area, St. Paul Missionary Baptist Church is the place to be. Amen. Um, but I'm looking forward going back home to keep pressing, to keep going forward, to keep going, after the prize. Because I understand the 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 call on my life, why I've had to be subject to certain kind of stressors and adversity. I understand it. Uh, God was protecting me. He was creating character. He was forging a sense of integrity through me so that when I'm in moments like this, compromise is not an issue. Compromising His word, you know. So a lot of times we'll feed the hype of people. We'll feed that because we want the response. We want the applause. And when we do that, we sacrifice the integrity of the word and ministry that we should have. And that's not ministry. That's entertainment. And that's a challenge for a lot of people. We have a lot of church entertainers and very few church ministers. Another big shout out to my church, the Unity Christian Fellowship family in Compton, Bishop Johnny Withers Jr. I love my bishop. I love my pastor. He he has taught me so much about ministry. And in a few years, I've only been a part of the Unity family for about 4 years, but I'm so blessed to be there, to be a part of a work of a church who understands that there is an eternal blessing in doing things in excellence, not compromising the word just to get a response, not being afraid to be uncommon and strange, to go against the grain, step outside the box, and give the people ministry on a level that they can get with. And my God, I'm I'm challenging myself now, trying to think of ways, how can I push myself even harder? How can I go further in my home church, in my personal home as a husband and father? What more can I do to push myself to another level? Because I got to tell you, I don't have that many encouragers besides my wife, my pastor, and there's a couple, few select people like Pastor Wooden and my mother. But the bottom line is, I'm my own encourager. Sometimes you have to encourage yourself. I am my motivator. But ultimately, the motivator that I have instilled in me is knowing that when I minister in whatever capacity, whether I'm preaching, singing, sweeping parking lots, whatever it may be, that somebody's life is going to be changed. And that's the greatest motivator of all. So I had to record this video just to let the world know that, you know what, ministry never stops. It keeps going. And hey, this is my season, and I'm going to take full advantage of it. I spent too long in the wilderness to come into a land of promise, not to get what is mine. And I've repented of the fact that since I just came out of the wilderness, I just came out, I still have the residue of the desert on my clothes. I still smell like wilderness. I still have the fresh taste of manna in my mouth. But guess what? I'm in a land of promise, and I got to change my mindset from a wanderer to a conqueror. And I'm looking forward to seeing some things fall, some walls fall, some kingdoms fall, because I got to swing this sword. I got to conquer. I got to fight because I'm a warrior. That's what I do. And I'm going to fight and I'm going to worship by any means necessary. And I've let too many people, their opinions of me and what I do, get in the way of how God moves through Veron Lamont Chapple Sr. Pow. So if that be you, yeah, get ready for that. But if not, let's roll. Let's fight. Let's do this thing. And let's win souls for the kingdom. Let's push the envelope. Stop being trifling. Stop doing and saying things that make no sense. Quit going places that don't represent your kingdom assignment. There's so many things and avenues that we just entertain. And for what? For a temporary fix? I'm going to leave you with this. And at one of my seminary classes, we were talking about things that were beneficial and things that were essential. In the Latin root, bene esse, and the professor put the two root words on the board, bene on one side and esse on the other. And the topic of discussion was what is beneficial and what is essential in the church body. Specifically, some would put drums as being an essential part of ministry. Others would argue and say, no, drums are just beneficial. And we argued for several days about what would be on the bene side and what would be on the esse side. Some even put things as both beneficial and essential. At the end of the class, there was only one thing that straddled both bene and esse. And what was that? Jesus Christ. He is both beneficial and essential. Things that are essential are the things that give life. Without it, you would die. Beneficial things, they're good to some extent, but you don't really need them for survival. I can't live without my central nervous system. Bene. Can I live without a hand? No. I can live, actually. I can live without a hand, so that's bene. The central nervous system was the esse. I need, that's essential. So, would my life be hardened? Would I be handicapped without a hand? Sure. But there is a benefit. And I'm just taking that life lesson and looking at things, drawing a line and making a list. What's bene and what's esse? Relationships. There's some folks that I don't need in my life anymore. They're beneficial. They're good. They're nice people. Good conversation. But is it essential? What am I? If they're not adding to me or pulling me to a place I don't want to be, I don't need them in my life. You know, what things in your life are beneficial? What things are in your life are essential that you can't live without? Esse. And I challenge you like I'm challenging myself. Find out. Find out now. Because if you can't get that lesson now, you're going to walk around with baggage and things that are going to weigh you down of stuff you don't really need in your life. Like the show Hoarders. They think all these things are essential to have, but they're not. And at the end of the day, it just simply hurts them. So that's my time. I pray that you watch this video blog, this vlog, and hear God. And if you didn't hear God and you became irritated, then good. Um, don't subscribe to my page. Um, but if you were challenged, leave me a comment. Yeah, click down there. Comment, rate, subscribe, and I look forward to hearing your comments and your feedback. God bless. Take care.